What is the best place to live in Nashville, Tennessee? Well, that just depends what you are looking for. Every single time someone asks, what's the best suburb in Nashville? I slow that conversation down a little bit because that question, as innocent as it sounds, is usually why people end up frustrated a year later. There is no single best suburb here in Nashville, Tennessee. What we actually have are places that work incredibly well for very different people. What I see all the time is buyers choosing based on what sounds good online, what a friend recommended, instead of what will actually fit into their daily routine once the excitement wears off. Hi, I'm Lorene Hetherington with Compass, and my team and I help people relocate to Nashville every single day. Our goal is to help you save time, save money, and make a smart investment. In short, we help people find their way home. So today, we're going to walk through 7 Nashville suburbs. This is not a ranking. It's about helping you recognize which one actually fits into your life. First, let's go to the map so you can get an idea of the location of these different pockets of town. Today, we're diving into Franklin, Brentwood, Green Hills, Belle Meade, 12 South, Sylvan Park, and Hendersonville. Let's start with the one almost every single person asks about first. It's Franklin, Tennessee. Franklin is highly regarded as one of the best cities to live in the entire South. It's the darling of everything from Southern Living magazine to Money magazine, the perfect blend of small town charm and big city convenience. Let's start out with location. When we go to the map, Franklin, Tennessee is about 20 minutes south of Nashville. The population is right around 90,000. It is known for top-ranked schools, a thriving job market, and some of the safest neighborhoods in Middle Tennessee. It receives really high marks for being a great place for families, also a great place to retire. Franklin is actually a very large geographical area, but the heart of Franklin is its historic downtown. Blocks and blocks of really charming boutiques, restaurants, and coffee shops. We don't do a lot of chains or big box stores, mostly family-owned and small businesses that are really supported by the people who live in the city of Franklin. Franklin is really well known for incredible local festivals. There's Pumpkin Fest, Dickens of a Christmas, 4th of July celebrations, you name it, Franklin's got it. It's a community that rallies around its community, filled with Southern hospitality. So people are really friendly, and you just got to come and visit. Let's talk housing for a hot second. The average price today is $1,339,000. You can get in for a condo for $400 to $500, but most houses start around that $800 to $900K mark. What is really impressive is looking at the market trends. If you study this graph right here, it is super impressive. Prices just keep going up, steady and sure. If you want a southern city that's a fresh start, is a really smart investment, Franklin, Tennessee should be on your radar. There are older historic homes close to downtown Franklin, lots of neighborhoods, super pretty. Many of them have swimming pools, sidewalks, tons of parks, and some of the best public schools in the state. There's also tons of businesses and headquarters moving into Franklin, including newcomer In-N-Out Burger. For some people though, charm matters a lot less than time, and that's where Green Hills comes into the conversation. Green Hills is practical in a way that people grow to appreciate. Green Hills is where many buyers choose to live if they work in the city of Nashville. It's a great suburb, just about 12 minutes south of the city. Here you see the map of Green Hills. Green Hills is in Davidson County, which does not have the same prestige as the school district as Williamson County, which is what Franklin, Tennessee has. Green Hills, though, works really well for people who value location and efficiency more than square footage or a really big backyard. If you're in the medical field, which a lot of our clients are, say Vanderbilt Medical School, or you work downtown and don't want that really long commute, Green Hills is definitely an area we would like to zone in on. For real estate, the latest numbers are right here for zip code 37215. From this time 1 year ago, we have fewer homes for sale, fewer closings in Green Hills, but prices are up 4%. So nice, steady growth and appreciation, which is exactly what we look for. Green Hills has some great neighborhoods and beautiful homes. There is a top-ranked elementary school called Julia Green that is lights out amazing. Also several private schools in and around Green Hills, which are attractive for people moving here to Tennessee. So if you love Franklin but need to live a little closer to downtown Nashville for work, Green Hills is definitely a great option. Up next, we want to zone in on Brentwood. Brentwood, Tennessee is one of the most expensive zip codes in the United States. Yes, California prices here in Middle Tennessee. Our taxes, though, and our politics are way better than California. I won't go into that, but come to town, we'll grab some coffee and I'll fill you in. Let's start right now with location. Brentwood is just south of Nashville along Interstate 65, which is that main north-south route, with a population of of around 45,000. A lot of country music stars and entertainment stars live in and around Brentwood. It's a big draw is because it's a luxury, it has privacy, and it's a great proximity to Nashville. The pros, Brentwood consistently ranks as one of Nashville's safest communities with exceptionally low crime rates. You also find some of the best public schools in the state, a thriving business district, and lots of really beautiful parks and greenways. Plus, you're just minutes from Nashville's entertainment and job market. The cons, though, of Brentwood, all of this comes with a premium. Brentwood has some of the highest home prices in Middle Tennessee, and if you're looking for nightlife or a walkable downtown scene, you're probably going to need to drive into Nashville. Brentwood is best described in the real estate world as a series of really beautiful neighborhoods. There's also an extensive bike and walking trails that connect to many neighborhoods. So if you like a morning run or taking your dog out for a long walk, Brentwood is probably going to be your jam. The one thing that buyers almost always underestimate is how close Brentwood is to everything. Brentwood has pockets of shopping, but really no downtown. But downtown Nashville is typically 15 to 20 minutes away, so you can get your fix there. And Cool Springs, which is a great shopping district, sits literally right next door. So easy access to everything that you need: grocery stores, gyms, doctors, restaurants, offices, and you're close to just about everything. Let's talk about real estate, though, in Brentwood, Tennessee. It has had an amazing year in real estate. We have had more homes for sale in Brentwood, currently sitting at about 6 months of inventory. That means if no other homes were to be put up for sale from today on, it would take us 6 months to sell every house that we had for sale in Brentwood. That is actually a fairly balanced buyer-seller market, and the numbers back it up. If you're into data, and we are numbers data geeks here, and study the market, we have had about the same number of homes that have sold, and prices keep going up. So that's good for sellers, and I guess good for buyers, because as a buyer, you want to think like you will eventually be a seller. Check out this graphic looking at prices in Brentwood, Tennessee over the last 5 years. So this is straight up Berkshire Hathaway real estate stock. Warren Buffett would love Brentwood, Tennessee. Brentwood works best for people who value space, schools, and privacy. On the con, or maybe it's a pro, depending on where you're coming from, not a lot happens in Brentwood after 10 o'clock at night. And if that sounds appealing to you, let's go see some great neighborhoods in Brentwood. The next city to consider is Belle Meade. Belle Meade is Nashville's most prestigious address. Think old money close to the city. This is where a lot of former horse farms and southern plantations were. As far as location, Belle Meade, as you see here on the map, is on the west side of Nashville, Tennessee, and has a population of about 3,000. It is noted as Tennessee's richest city based on income and home values. You know you're in Belle Meade when you look up at the stoplights and there are cameras on some of the main corners. Belle Meade maintains its own police department, and it takes its job very seriously. Drive down one of the main roads, which is Belle Meade Boulevard. It looks beautiful this time of year, and you will see some of the prettiest homes in all of Nashville. Iconic tree-lined streets, and of course there's the very prestigious Belle Meade Country Club. Stunning homes with very strict building and zoning codes, so this area is super dialed in. You're not going to see a weird purple color house next door. The cons, though, housing costs here are 499% higher than the rest of the country, and the cost of living is nearly triple the national average. Rentals in Belle Meade extremely limited, and there's not a lot of retail, and a lot less nightlife than in other pockets of town. Let's dive into the real estate stats, or the hard numbers. The average home in Belle Meade sold for $2 million. For that, you're probably going to get an older home built in the early 1970s, a half acre with a 2-car garage. You can expect to pay roughly $475 a square for a home here in Belle Meade. It definitely has its demo. It is an older area, very prestigious real estate, very quiet here, and that is exactly the way people want to keep it. Up next, 12 South. Let's just say 12 South is where hip meets home. The vibe in 12 South, it's really Nashville's trendiest walkable neighborhood. I love 12 South. The location on the map, 12 South is just south of the city of Nashville, north of Green Hills. It's a half-mile stretch along 12 Avenue South, packed with locally owned coffee shops like Frothy Monkey, iconic murals including I Believe in Nashville, I know you've seen that on Instagram, and lots of charming boutiques. It is packed with young professionals, creatives, and families. When we have a family, or really anyone coming to visit, we always make it to 12 South because it's very walkable and there's just tons of things to do. On the weekend, here's a little bit of a con, you do see heavy tourist traffic. So that's something to consider if you want to live in 12 South. You want to be close to that main street on 12th South, but you will see visitors and tourists, and they're always going to be parking on your street. So you want to be a little bit into the neighborhoods. The homes, you're going to find a mix of brand new homes in 12 South and older craftsman bungalows. This is urban living really at its best. The homes are also really close together. You'll see that driving around, and somewhat sized challenge backyard. That's a nice way of saying you don't get a lot of yard here. You're going to be spending a lot of money. There's a fair share of new construction in 12 South, gorgeous homes priced $3 to $4 million. So in 12 South, you're going to pay more to get less than other parts of the city, but great walkability and just a killer location. The average home in 12 South sells for about $520 a square foot. That average home is built in 1969, has a one-car garage, and sells for $1,679,000. Homes here are either small, older homes or gorgeous brand new builds that are, again, in that $3 to $4 million mark. The highest home to sell last year in 12 South was $4,350,000. If you buy here, you're most likely going to either need to be handy or pay for someone else to be handy for you, because there always seems to be projects in these homes because, again, they're, 60 years old. So the pros are amazing walkability. You've got nearby Sylvan Park and lots of things to do. The cons are you're never going to steal a house in 12 South. The prices are premium, they have limited parking, and there are lots of tourists on the weekends. But if you want urban living with a neighborhood charm, 12 South delivers. The next spot, local insiders call this the up-and-coming 12 South. It is Sylvan Park. Sylvan Park is on the southwest side of Nashville. If you look at the map, it is west of 12 South, just north of Belle Meade. So great location close to the city. You're also close to downtown, Vanderbilt, Midtown, and the west side. There's a small but very lively strip of restaurants and coffee shops. You get great access to greenways, and the McCabe Golf Course is right in Sylvan Park. Homes in Sylvan Park aren't massive, and that's really part of the appeal. People choose Sylvan Park because of its connectivity and walkability, not necessarily because it's a big house. The challenge in Sylvan Park is really inventory. Homes don't sit long, and prices have climbed steadily as demand has grown. If this area fits you, timing really matters. Today, the average sold is $1,104,000. For that, you get 0.18 of an acre, so not even 0.2 of an acre, 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, around 2,500 square feet with a one-car garage. You can expect to pay right around $461 a square in Sylvan Park. Sylvan Park is 12 South's little sister, but growing up quickly, and the values are definitely there. Urban living, very walkable, not quite as pricey or as developed as 12 South, but a great vibe and great location next to Nashville. The final community we want to dive in today is Hendersonville. Hendersonville, Tennessee is dubbed the city by the lake. The location is just 18 miles northeast of downtown Nashville, about 25 to 30 minutes by car. Hendersonville is the largest city in Sumner County and the 10th largest in Tennessee. Population in Hendersonville right around 65,000, and it is one of Nashville's most popular suburbs and continues to grow. What it is known for, Hendersonville sits along 26 miles of Old Hickory Lake shoreline, making it a paradise for boating, fishing, or water sports. The lake features 56 boat ramps and 10 marinas. It's also famous to many country music legends in the area, Roy Orbison, Taylor Swift. They've all had places in Hendersonville. It also has a very charming downtown and southern character. As far as real estate statistics, the average home sale in Hendersonville is about $588,000. I will say I feel like that's a very low number. I'm not sure where the number geeks got that, but that is our average stat today. The homes have increased in value 5% year over year. I will say, just from being out showing homes, you're probably going to need to spend $800,000 to $900,000 to get something that you're going to be happy with in Hendersonville. Here is a graph showing you what this town has done in the last 5 years. The data is super dialed in and super impressive. This is a really great real estate stock. Hendersonville, like many of the suburbs we talked about today, has a great track record of being a great place to live and a great place where home values keep going up, which is so important in today's real estate market. So the real question isn't what's the best Nashville suburb. It really is which one fits the way you actually want to live, your commute, your routine, your priority, and the pace that you want long after the rankings or the hype dies. If you're watching this video and a move is on your radar, or maybe it's just a maybe, we'd love the opportunity to just talk to you about your real estate goals. Again, we're here to help you save time, save money, and make a great, smart business decision and a home that you will love. The best place to start is really call or text me at 615-330-0987. The number's right here on the screen, and we'll talk about what matters most to you, and my team and I will help you get that great fresh start here in Nashville, Tennessee. We know you have lots of choices, and we just want to say thank you for putting up with us for a couple of minutes. We hope you learned a little bit about the area, and again, best of luck on your move, and call us if you need anything, and we'll see you next week.